Hello, my friend. We're back at it again, and today I'm going to share with you my game day checklist for optimal performance. So, hopefully, you can take away some tips and build your own sort of checklist that you can go through and build sort of like a ritual before a game, just so you can get into the right mental state, have the right energy, etc., etc. All right. One thing I will note before this starts: just make sure you don't overly rely on your routine, okay? Because there will be some cases where you don't get 100% of everything right. And if you 100% rely on that routine to get into the right flow and you miss it, you're probably going to suffer in game, right? So you should build yourself up to a point where you can perform regardless without it, but it still helps to have it, if that makes sense, right? Because just understand, like, as you optimize something further and further, the system itself inherently becomes more fragile. So just be aware of that. So don't 100% rely on it, but it's good to have whenever you have the time to go through it all. But yeah, and my checklist, it isn't even that big, honestly. Like, it's just a couple of things that allow me to perform at my best. And the first thing is, on a game day, I do not eat. Right? I know that sounds kind of strange, but I've kind of built up this comfort with being fasted before a game, right? Before a game or a race. I don't eat food, basically. And the reason for this is because I like to play hungry, right? One, by the time it rolls around to the game, because I play, like, most of the games are going to be in, like, the afternoon, evening time. I'm not really thinking about food at that point anyways, but I have that, like, slight twinge of hunger because I didn't eat in the morning. I didn't have lunch. I didn't have any of that stuff, right? And I play with this hunger, right? And it drives me more, and it just allows me to play with another level of, like, aggression and energy, if that makes sense, right? And I don't get tired. I don't have any of that stuff because I'm used to this, right? So if you're gonna try fasting before workouts and stuff, I suggest doing it through training first and then trying it out in a game. Don't do any game day debuts, okay? like test it before in, like, a more rigorous training or, like, a lighter training, just to get used to the feeling, and then implement it on game day, right? So yeah, that's the first thing. It's just fasted. Just fasted and just being hungry. Be ready to go. But yeah. Next is, honestly, hydration, right? There have been times where before a game, I did not drink enough water. It was hot outside, and I was trying to run my butt off, right? I didn't drink enough water, and guess what happened? My legs would lock up, and I just, like, my calf. I remember the first game of last season, it was really, really hot outside. We were playing on this, like, AstroTurf, so that stuff gets super hot. Your feet are burning because the sun's beating down on it. It's terrible. It sucks. And I remember I was sprinting for the ball, right, because I play soccer. I was sprinting after the ball, and I remember I think I kicked the ball, right? I extended my leg out, and then my calf just locked up, and I just fell on the ground because it just stopped working, right? Like, my entire leg just stopped working, and I was just on the ground, and my coach had to carry me off the field. It was pretty embarrassing, bro. It was bad. But it's because I just didn't drink enough water. I didn't have the right, electrolytes and all that stuff. But cramps most of the time come down to just your general hydration level. So make sure you're drinking enough water. Make sure you're getting in enough, like, salt throughout the day. Like, electrolytes throughout the day won't break a fast. So just have electrolytes. Like, in my water bottle here, sometimes I'll throw some mineral sea salt in there. I don't have, like, those are, like, electrolyte packets because I'm broke. But yeah, I just drink a lot of water, and sometimes I'll throw in the electrolyte water, the salt, like the mineral sea salt. I'll throw that in there sometimes, a little bit, and I feel pretty good. But it mostly comes down to just drinking not as much water as possible, but a lot of water. It helps me out a lot. But yeah, hydration, fasting. One thing I would say, is sleep. So this is something that's been kind of like meh for me the past few nights. Like my sleep the past basically like 2 weeks has been pretty trash, I'll be honest. But I still make sure that I get at least 7 hours of sleep a night. Like sometimes it might be a little bit less, but I make sure I get at least 7 hours of sleep a night, maybe a little bit more. I know it'd probably be more optimal if I got like 9 hours of sleep, but again, with like the later games, it's kind of hard to go to bed early and then wake up early. So yeah. But sleep is huge for recovery, for, performance at your best. I'm pretty sure some stat is like if you get like an hour less of sleep per night, like I think this they measured like daylight savings time, but basically whenever the hours like cut, like whenever you lose an hour, heart attacks go up, car crashes go up, injuries go up. Like I'm pretty sure there's something with basketball players and like Achilles injuries or Achilles like ruptures and them getting less sleep. Like there's a correlation there. And so yeah, it's kind of spooky, So make sure you get enough sleep before game day. That's what I really try to do. I don't always do it, but it's something that I try and strive for. But yeah, what else? I'd say leading up to game day, I'd say really try and limit the amount of stress you go through in a day, because stress and just generally like fatiguing your body is not going to be good if you want to perform at your best. So, if you have some stressful event, if you have, school or, work or something like that before a game, really try and just, stay calm throughout the entire thing. Breathe in deeply. And this could be like, even if you don't have anything, just try and stay calm and relaxed, right? And just keep your energy. I'd say stay active, but don't like stress yourself out. Don't fatigue yourself like crazy, because stress is super fatiguing in my experience. I've gone through days where I didn't really do that much, but I felt super tired at the end just because my body was so like stressed the entire time. So really try and keep your stress low up until game time, and then ramp up your energy, ramp up your nervous system to where you're going to be ready to go. Let's see, what else do I do? But yeah, kind of move, expanding on that point, with the lowering stress, but also stay active. Okay, don't lay around and be lethargic all day. Don't scroll on your phone, because that also leaches your energy away, because your body thinks, oh, it's time to just chill out and relax. No, it's not. Okay, you still need to be like up and limber and just be like loose, but don't be stressing yourself out while you're doing it, right? So, do some stretching, do some like dynamic stretching, do some like jumps, not a ton, just stuff to keep your body loose leading up to game time. You don't have to do it the entire day, but within 4 hours leading up to game time, I found that it really helps just to get a little bit looser even before warm-ups, because the warm-up will be better, and then your game will be even better from that. But yeah, I'm not sure what else. Fasting, sleep, hydration. I guess nutrition leading up to the game, like the day before. I like to eat like a somewhat big meal the night before, not huge to where it disrupts my sleep. That kind of annoys me when I do that. So yeah, just make sure your nutrition is on point leading up to the game. I don't eat carbs. I know it's kind of counterintuitive. I do a carnivore diet. I'm actually trying to do like a more strict like lion diet actually. And I found that to be actually helping me more than eating like just a basic carnivore diet with like dairy and eggs and whatnot. I've actually found it to be even better. But, to each his own. Just make sure you're not eating like junk food before the game. You don't need to go 100%, like zero carb, oh my God, like, whatever, bro. Whatever floats your boat. Just make sure you're not eating junk food, honestly, because that stuff, it messes with your blood sugar. You're eating like weird preservatives and stuff. So just avoid the junk food, honestly. Like, keep it to whole foods, and honestly, you'll probably perform better than like 90% of people. Like, at my age, dude, the people who eat, like the student athletes in my like age group in high school, dude, if you'd see the stuff that they eat, it's crazy. Like it's just really weird, right? But I promise you, long term, it'll help you to eat real, like, whole food. Even if it seems like the genetic freaks are eating like whatever they want, and they still look, and they're still doing whatever. I guarantee you, in the long term, you're gonna feel a lot better just eating whole food. And if you're not like a super genetic like freak like me, I'm not a genetic freak, okay? Like I'm very average in my opinion. Like I'm a short, I'm able to sort of gain muscle. I'm like kind of fast. I have kind of good endurance, right? I'm like average, just mid, like mid on everything, right? Genetics wise. But I think, fixing my diet has helped me gain like a slight edge. So yeah. Yeah, that's all I got. That's my game day checklist for improving my performance. And yeah. Write down in the comments what you do before a game to get you in the zone. It could be like music or something like that. Just let me know. I'm just kind of interested to see. And if you don't want to do that, then don't. Yeah, I'm done speaking. If you like what I'm saying, go subscribe. And if you want accountability and you want to level up your own fitness, I'm your guy. Go click the first link down in the description. It's for coaching. And I'll see you in the next one. Be better and have a W day.